The battle for Bengal is heating up this Saturday. Home Minister Amit Shah is in the state for a power-packed two-day visit. He'll be kick-starting his campaign in Midnapur district in a few hours from now. After his arrival, Shah will visit the Ramakrishna Mission at around 10:15 a.m. to pay tributes to Swami Vivekananda. After that, Shah will take part in a puja ceremony at the Siddheshwar Kali temple at noon. After that, Home Minister will attend a puja ceremony. This will be at the Devi Mahamaya temple at 12:15 p.m. And before addressing a public rally at the Midnapur College ground, Shah will pay a visit to a farmer's household for lunch. Important to highlight that this is happening during the showdown over the farm laws. Ahead of Shah's visit, the BJP has assigned union ministers, senior leaders of the party to take charge of the BJP's campaign in different seats, different Lok Sabha seats of Bengal. This team includes union ministers Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Nityanand Rai, Arjun Munda, Prahlad Patel and Sanjeev Balyan. Along with them, Uttar Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya, Madhya Pradesh Home Minister Narottam Mishra have also been assigned this role.
ये तय है कि ममता बनर्जी जी के जमीन से नीचे से खिसकती जा रही है। उनको भी इस बात का भरोसा हो गया है कि स्थितियां विपरीत बन पड़ी हैं और बंगाल अब बदलाव चाहता है, बंगाल बदलाव की ओर देख रहा है। मैं ये विश्वास के साथ में कह सकता हूं कि अंततः इस तरह के अहंकार और इस तरह का दमन तो रावण का भी नहीं बचा था। तो ममता दी, आप तो तुरंत जो है जाने की तैयारी कर लीजिए।
Well, the TMC, meanwhile, is continuing to suffer blow after blow ahead of the assembly polls next year. Two more MLAs have resigned from the party. This is Barakpur MLA Silbhadra Datta and Kanti Uttar MLA Banashri Maiti have quit the party. Left has also suffered a jolt. CPIM MLA from Haldia, Tapasi Mondal, has declared that she will be joining the BJP at Home Minister Amit Shah's rally today. In some respite for Mamta, TMC MLA Jitendra Tiwari has made a U-turn, saying that he is in the TMC and will continue to be in the party. The string of resignations come on the back of some senior TMC leaders, like Suvendu Adhikari, resigning from all party posts. Suvendu will be joining the BJP today in his home turf of Midnapur. At least 7 to 8 MLAs will also be joining him, including many panchayat members and over 10,000 workers. They'll all be now switching to the BJP.
Men may come, men may go, but party will be there. And we have accepted the challenge. The soil of Bengal, they never accept the betrayers, the treacherous. All are paper tigers. And it will be proved very soon that ultimately the answer, the only alternative will be the people. And the people is still with Mamta Banerjee.
Meanwhile, we're also seeing that showdown over the farm reforms, and in yet another attempt to allay farmers' fears, Prime Minister Modi again reached out to farmers, reassuring them about the benefits of the farm reforms. He also fired again an unprecedented attack at the opposition, accusing them of misleading farmers for political mileage. Here's a look at all the highlights of what the Prime Minister said.
As the farm protests continued to rage on,
अगर किसी को कोई आशंका है देश के किसान के हित में, उनकी चिंता का निराकरण करने के लिए हर मुद्दे पर बात करने के लिए तैयार हैं।
Prime Minister Modi took center stage in assuring farmers that the new laws will not hurt them. The Prime Minister particularly picked the issue of MSP, promising that support prices for farmers will never be scrapped.
मैं देश के प्रत्येक किसान को ये विश्वास दिलाता हूं कि पहले जैसे MSP दी जाती थी, वैसे ही दी जाती रहेगी। MSP न बंद होगी, न समाप्त होगी।
Modi also sought to allay fears on the mandi system and contract farming.
हमारी सरकार APMC को आधुनिक बनाने पर, उनके कंप्यूटरीकरण पर 500 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा खर्च कर रही है। फिर ये APMC बंद किए जाने की बात कहां से आई?
The Prime Minister, who was addressing farmers from Madhya Pradesh, launched a tirade against the opposition, accusing them of lying to farmers for political gains.
देश के किसानों को उन लोगों से जवाब मांगना चाहिए जो पहले अपने घोषणा पत्र में इन सुधार करने की बात लिखते थे, वकालत करते थे और बड़ी बड़ी बातें करके किसानों के वोट बटोरते रहे, लेकिन अपने घोषणा पत्र में लिखे गए वादों को भी पूरा नहीं किया.
Targeting opposition governments, he said, similar reforms were promised by other parties and now they were upset because Modi had delivered them.
मुझे लगता है उनको पीड़ा इस बात से नहीं है कि कृषि कानूनों में सुधार क्यों हुआ. उनको तकलीफ इस बात में है कि जो काम हम कहते थे लेकिन कर नहीं पाते थे, वो मोदी ने कैसे किया, मोदी ने क्यों किया, मोदी को इसका क्रेडिट कैसे मिल जाए. मैं सभी राजनीतिक दलों को हाथ जोड़ के कहना चाहता हूं, आप सारा क्रेडिट अपने पास रख लीजिए. आपके सारे पुराने घोषणा पत्रों को ही मैं क्रेडिट देता हूं, मुझे क्रेडिट नहीं चाहिए.
The Congress at the receiving end of Modi's attack questioned the NDA government's intentions.
प्रधानमंत्री और कृषि मंत्री आज जब मध्य प्रदेश की किसान को संबोधित करने का स्वांग रच रहे थे, तो काश वो मध्य प्रदेश की मंडियों का हाल तो जान लेते. मध्य प्रदेश में 269 सरकारी कृषि उपज खरीद मंडियां हैं. इस कानून के आने के बाद मध्य प्रदेश में 47 मंडियां बंद हो गई और यही नहीं 143 मंडियां ऐसी हैं मध्य प्रदेश में जहां पर कारोबार होना तो दूर 50% कारोबार बंद हो गया.
Farmers remained adamant on their demands of a complete rollback of the farm laws.
हमारा जो किसान है वो पंजाब से चल के दिल्ली आ जाता है, राजा हमारा दिल्ली में बैठा हुआ है. डिमांड हमारी जो है राजा से है, तो राजा का फर्ज है वो मध्य प्रदेश ना जाके दिल्ली किसानों से बात करे, सीधी बात करे ना.
The government over the last week has employed every senior minister to convince the farmers on the new laws. But the unions whose strike entered the 24th day is unrelenting. A breakthrough in the near future looks highly unlikely. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, the question of who will lead Congress has assumed centre stage again. Interim Congress chief Sonia Gandhi is said to meet some of the 23 leaders who'd written to her seeking an overhaul of the party. The agenda of the meeting will be to formulate the party's strategy in wake of the ongoing farmers' agitation, particularly against the contentious farm laws. By inviting the rebel leader, Sonia Gandhi wants to send out a message that the family does respect its loyalists and honour seniority. The meeting, in fact, is being seen as a last-ditch attempt to essentially reach out to the dissenters, break their ranks, and this meeting comes ahead of the Foundation Day of Congress, which is celebrated on December 28th. The meeting is also being seen as an exercise to build tempo for the upcoming organisational elections. Party sources have said that Rahul Gandhi is most likely to return to lead Congress into the 5 upcoming state assembly elections that's due in the first half of 2021.
The president of the Congress party would be chosen by the electoral college of the Congress party. Congress workers and electoral college of the Congress party, including its AICC members, will choose a person who is best suited for the post. It is my belief and belief of many overwhelming majority, 99.99% of Congress leaders and workers, that Shri Rahul Gandhi is the right person to lead the Congress party and to take on the Modi government.
Moving on to some other stories this morning. Ahead of Christmas and New Year's, Goa is facing a beef shortage in the state. With Karnataka's anti-cow slaughter still in the assembly, the state won't be able to export beef to Goa. The gloom of Goans are evident with this new development. of beef missing from their plates during Christmas.
Christmas and the New Year are around the corner. Goa is all set to welcome 2021. But one dish is missing from the menu: beef. The meat industry in Goa is hit hard due to the impending anti-cow and buffalo slaughter law in Karnataka. The state imports tons of beef from Karnataka.
गोवा में बीफ शॉर्टेज इसलिए है कि कर्नाटक गवर्नमेंट ने बिल पास किया है ना, एक्चुअली वो बिल अभी तक पास नहीं हुआ है, आधा बचा है। तो अभी इधर इसलिए वो बैन इसलिए हुआ है कि हमको कर्नाटक से सप्लाई इधर आता है गोवा में, तो इसलिए अभी हमको नहीं आ रहा है सप्लाई।
The proposed changes in the law in Karnataka have left the Goans fuming.
Actually, since it's a Christmas, so we don't have any more variety to put on serve on our plate actually. So there are very few dishes what we can serve people.
30% of our population, Catholic population, they are depending on this beef. And just before Christmas, this government is clueless. Anytime, they're taking any kind of decisions. So I'm sorry for, whatever is happening.
The anger in the state has forced Chief Minister Pramod Sawant to step in.
बीफ बैन कर्नाटक में जो हुआ उसके बारे में कल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स मुझे मिले हैं, उन्होंने उनका कंसर्न रेज किया है। आज तक गोवा में जो बीफ आता था वो कर्नाटक से ज़्यादा आता था। सो मैंने आज मेरे सेक्रेटरी वेटरनरी और डायरेक्टर ऑफ एनिमल हस्बेंड्री इनको बुलाया है, लोगों की व्यवस्था की जाएगी।
While the Goa government is hopeful of importing beef from the neighbouring state, the BJP in Karnataka says the state will not export any beef.
The Karnataka government will not be supplying even a kg of meat to any other place. It becomes illegal. So I am sure the state government will convince the Goa Chief Minister of the position in Karnataka, and he would be made to know that cow slaughtering is banned in Karnataka.
The Karnataka Prevention of Slaughter and Preservation of Cattle Bill 2020 was passed by the State Assembly on December 9. It proposes to ban slaughter of cows and bulls and buffaloes below the age of 13 years. Violators will face 3 to 7 years in jail. The bill is yet to be passed by the Legislative Council. The B.S. Yediyurappa government is now considering issuing an ordinance.
After Maharashtra imposed beef ban in 2015, Karnataka had emerged as a big supplier of beef to Goa. But now, with barely a week to go for Christmas, Goa government is mulling over what best it can do at such short notice. With Harish Walvaikar in Goa, Vidya in Mumbai for India Today.
Moving on now, Pakistani Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has again claimed that India was planning to launch a surgical strike on the country in order to take away attention from its internal issues. But is the Imran Khan government facing intense pressure from a united opposition which has vowed to oust him, and clearly it's finally crumbling under pressure?
Pakistan is again in panic mode, having nightmares of another surgical strike on its soil. And it's Pakistan's foreign minister who's raising the bogey of another Indian strike. The conspiracy theory doesn't end there. Qureshi goes on to hint that US has acknowledged that India is planning an attack. Qureshi's comments came during a visit to the UAE. He, of course, could be inadvertently putting the Imran Khan government in his spot with such remarks. The last time India did it, the world knows the target was terror camps. So is Pakistan confirming to the world that terrorists are operating on its soil? Pakistan's fears have been repeatedly voiced by Imran Khan, though he claims it could be a so-called false flag attack.
हमें पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन मिल चुकी थी कि इन्होंने जिसको फॉल्स फ्लैग ऑपरेशन कहते हैं कि इन्होंने आज़ाद कश्मीर में किसी तरह का, जिस तरह बालाकोट पे पुलवामा के बाद हमला किया था, इस तरह इन्होंने हमला करना था और दुनिया की नज़र कश्मीर से उठा के तो पाकिस्तान पर डाल दे रही थी।
Clearly, the images of Indian Air Force jets flying unchallenged deep inside Pakistan is giving both the civilian government and the military in Pakistan sleepless nights.
Pakistan's attempts to portray India in bad light is in vain. Strategic partner of India, the United Arab Emirates, understands India and India's agenda. Also, more importantly, the surgical strikes that were carried out by India were against terror launch pads in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and the UAE was briefed on the attacks carried out by India, the strikes carried out by India, and the cross-border terrorism that India suffers at the hands of Pakistan. In New Delhi, Geeta Mohan for India Today.
India have seized control of the first test against Australia and are 62 runs ahead in this second innings. 15 wickets fell on the day, but Indian bowlers did well to dismiss Australia for 191, and they were at 9 for 1 at stumps. Let's take a look at how day 2 really panned out in Adelaide.
25 deliveries was all that the Indian batsmen lasted for in the first session and could add just 9 runs to their overnight score of 233 for 6.
Easiest of catches in the world for Travis Head.
But day 2 had just started and the Indian bowlers were yet to get into the act.
Oh, where's the impact? Bumrah thinks he's got him.
Jasprit Bumrah was the first to rock the Aussie top order with wickets of Matthew Wade and Joe Burns.
And the finger goes up again.
While the bowlers were doing everything right, fielders looked all at sea and dropped Marnus Labuschagne as many as 3 times.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. You would not believe it. A pretty simple catch in the end, put down.
Ashwin, who has often been criticised for his overseas performances, got the big fish in Steve Smith before Virat's blinder handed the off-spinner his 3rd victim.
Oh, brilliantly taken. Brilliantly taken. Oh, that could be dead.
Labuschagne finally ran out of luck and was trapped leg before off Umesh Yadav. Tim Payne provided some resistance with an unbeaten 73, but India still did well to wipe off the tail and bowl Australia out for 191, handing themselves a 53-run first innings lead.
Excellent catch from Pujara.
In reply, India had a very nervy start with Agarwal being dropped once while Prithvi Shaw was Prithvi Shaw, once again bowled through the gate. India ended the day at 10 for 1, an overall lead of 62 runs, and would not be mistaken in believing that they can win the test match. Sports Bureau, India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.